sharks kill about 10 people a year. Every animal here kills more, and one kills more than all the others combined, and weighs less than a grain of rice. We'll get to it. 5 million people a year get bitten by a snake, and up to 138,000 of them die. Neurotoxic venom, like a mamba's, jams the signal between nerve and muscle. The eyelids droop, then the diaphragm forgets how to breathe. While hemotoxic venom, like a viper's, destroys the clotting system and the tissue around the bite dissolves. The saw-scaled viper is shorter than your forearm and kills more people than any other snake because it lives where people walk barefoot, hours from antivenom. Snakes kill more people than every animal further down this list, added together. But something in the ocean doesn't give you hours. It gives you minutes. There's a jellyfish that can stop a human heart before you finish walking out of the water, a clear bell the size of a basketball, trailing tentacles as long as a car. Every tentacle carries millions of microscopic harpers, and when they fire, the venom goes straight for the heart. Pulse, pulse of scrambling its rhythm until it simply stops. Every recorded death has happened within 5 minutes of the sting, and the smallest fatal contact ever measured was 4 meters of tentacle on a child. And the animal that did it has no brain. It doesn't even know you're there. The next one knows exactly where you are, and it's been waiting. About 1,000 people a year walk down to a river and never walk back. A crocodile's eyes sit on top of its skull, so it floats almost fully hidden and watches the bank for hours, then closes its jaws with about 3,700 pounds per square inch, the strongest bite ever measured, and rolls to tear. It isn't trying to chew, it's trying to drown you, and it can go months without eating, so it can afford to wait for one mistake. It waited underwater for you, and it will still be there tomorrow. The next killer comes into your bedroom. There's a bug that bites your face while you sleep, the kissing bug, linked to more than 10,000 deaths a year across the Americas. But it's not the bite that kills you. As it feeds, it defecates beside the wound, and that waste carries a parasite called Trichomonas. You rake, the bite itches, you rub it, and you push the parasite into your own bloodstream with your fingernail. Then it hides in the heart muscle for 10, 20, 30 years, quietly scarring it. 1 in 3 eventually develops heart disease, and for some, the first symptom is sudden cardiac arrest. 8 million people are carrying it right now, and most of them don't know. The next one just waits for you to step into the water. A snail the size of your fingernail kills more people than every crocodile, lion, and hippo combined, not by biting, but by hosting a parasitic worm called schistosomiasis that kills tens of thousands a year, mostly in Africa. The snail releases the larvae into warm, fresh water, waned in, and they burrow through in-tight skin in seconds, settle in the vessels around the liver, and lay hundreds of eggs a day for years, and the body's own scarring around those eggs slowly destroys the organ. More than 200 million people are infected. In some villages, nearly every child before the age of 10. You didn't touch the snail. You touched the water. And now, an animal you probably petted this week. After snakes, the deadliest animal on Earth sleeps at the foot of your bed. Dogs are linked to 59,000 deaths a year, almost all from rabies. The virus climbs the nerves a few millimeters a day toward the brain, for weeks or months, long enough to forget the bite. And then come the fever, the confusion, a throat that spasms shut at the sight of water. Once symptoms appear, rabies is essentially 100% fatal. Yet a vaccine given after the bite stops it cold. Almost every death happens because that vaccine was too far, too expensive, or too late. It's the only disease on Earth that's always fatal and always preventable, and the difference is a few days. Which brings us back to the grain of rice. It weighs 2.5 milligrams and kills 700,000 people a year per mosquito. Malaria alone accounts for around 600,000, and roughly 3 in 4 are children under 5. Her proboscis is 6 blades that saw through the skin and injects the larva of carrying Plasmodium, a parasite that multiplies in the liver, bursts into the blood, and ruptures red cells in synchronized waves every 48 hours. In a small child, it can clog the brain within days. Add dengue, yellow fever, and Zika, and the toll climbs toward 1 million. You are 75,000 times more likely to be killed by a mosquito than a shark. No claws, no venom, no teeth. Just a needle you can't feel and a passenger you can't see. Every other animal in this video, added together, is a rounding error next to it.